Hey everybody, I'm John. I collect cards. Hope you're doing well. It's Halloween 2023, and I'm coming at you from my basement lair, so to speak, my card corner. And what I'm going to do in this video is share 5 cards that, well, I'm kind of calling this video Trick or Treat. Are these 5 cards worth my time and money? Actually more money, I guess I should say. Are they worth my effort, financially and otherwise, to get them graded, or do I just enjoy them for what they are? And I'm sure the answer is the latter. But I wanted to do this video anyway, have some fun with this. All the cards I'm going to share, just 5 of them, but they're all, they either have orange or black as kind of their, kind of color scheme. And since it's Halloween, I figured I'd do a little theme video in that regard. So basically, Trick or Treat, 5 cards that are kind of driving me batty. And not literally, they're really not driving me all that up the wall, but just they're sort of like curiosities about, just sort of like, they all have their kind of like their quirks, I guess you could say, and whether or not it's worth, like I've really grown to like slabbing cards in my collection. I love raw vintage as well, but I have a few that like I'd love to see slab, but are probably just not worth my while. And so the first one I'm going to share is actually it's this person right here. Great book, by the way. If you've never read Billy Martin, Baseball's Flawed Genius by Bill Pennington, highly recommend it. It's a great book. Here's my 1954 Billy Martin. On the surface, this card looks fantastic. Really does. And actually, given kind of the, vintage is softened a little bit, but I bought this probably in early 21 maybe. Probably at the time overpaid a little bit. I paid about 60, I think, for this. And it is a really nice card, but to grade it even at $15 kind of adds that much, from SGC $15 adds that much more to what I'm in for it. If this card wouldn't get a 6, maybe a 5, but if it wouldn't get a 6, then I don't know if it's worth doing that. And this is a real wild card in my 54 set, in terms of like, it looks great, but it's got some quirks to it, and so I'm going to show them to you right now. The back, again, at first glance, looks really good. The issue is the edges. It has distinct edge issues that, let's see if I can find them here. See if I can get into focus. You could probably see right there, right above new in New York, and right above second base. See if I can adjust the focus on my phone here. There's like a little fold along the edge there. And then there, you can see it right there. And then on this one, you can see it right there. There's actually right there. There's like a little crimp in the card. And it's like, what does that qualify as? I mean, it's obviously a wrinkle. Is it a crease? It's like, what is that considered? It's like it completely like puts a big old asterisk on what otherwise is a fantastic card. So kind of like the manager, player, man himself, this card is a bit of an enigma. And so Trick or Treat, this card I have a feeling would trick me if I sent it in for a grade. So I am really probably not going to end up grading this one and just enjoy it truly for what it is, a really nice card. The second card is something I got much more recently, just in the last like maybe month or so, at my LCS, and I left the price tag on it because it kind of speaks to like, what should I do with it? 1958 Whitey Herzog. I think it's his second year card. I bought this for $5. One of the LCSs in my town currently has a really nice stash of 1958 singles. And a lot of them they have top loaded, but even in that aren't top loaded, like they bought a collection, I guess, and some of them are in really nice condition. For $5 for Whitey Herzog is a Hall of Famer. I'm like, at the shop, I was tempted to like say, gosh, I'm absolutely sending this in to get graded at some point, and I still might. I really might, because gosh, I'd be in all for $20, for a slab of a Hall of Fame manager from his playing days. I have a 1978 Herzog and an 8 for my 78 Hall of Fame run. I paid, I don't know, $14 for it. And it's like, here's a card from 20 years prior during his playing days. Will this get an 8 if I sent it in? No. But the centering is really nice. But, I'm just going to sort of show the corners and the edges. And it's a really nice card. It's got that nice orange background, but one of the main things, it's got a little bit, like, does it have just enough paper loss where, a 7 is not possible? Is this more of a 6? And Whitey Herzog is, he's not, he's not Hank Aaron or Mickey Mantle in terms of values, or anything like that, or even, Eddie Matthews. So it's, what do I do with this car? I'm probably, actually, I'm still on the fence on this one. I may end up sending this one in still, only because I'd be in for all of $20. But it's a bit of a question mark. Trick or treat on this one. I don't know. Either way, it'd probably be a treat either way, actually, just to have a cool card like this on the slab. The centering is really nice on this. So, thought I'd share that today. The next one, I think I've shared this at least once before. This one has more of the black as the color scheme on it. And probably no surprise, I'm talking about 71 Topps. It's my Bert Pillette rookie. Yes, it remains in its screw down holder from 30 years ago, roughly, let's say. Got this, I remember picking this up at the Westchester County Center, home of the East Coast National Card Show. I know they had that earlier this summer, and I went to a few of those, 2 or 3 of those many moons ago. Picked this up at one of those shows. It was either the East Coast National or one of the other monthly shows that they had there back in the peak junk wax era. I can't remember what I paid for this card. It couldn't have been a lot. It was probably $20, $15. And honestly, though, here's the problem. If I slabbed it, it would probably be worth $20 to $25 today, which is sort of unfortunate because he's a Hall of Fame pitcher. But, this card is, you can just tell from the edges it's a, gosh, I don't know, a 4. I don't think, can this card be a 5? Probably not. It's also, tilted a little bit. And I still have it in the so I still have it in the screw down holder to, in some ways, reminds me of the time I purchased it and put it in this screw down holder, which is, been over the years, 3 decades, the holder itself has got issues. But it's like, most of my other, in fact, I think all of the other quote unquote original vintage I bought when I was like 18, 17 years old, I've gotten all of those cards in slabs since then, and I believe this might be the only one left. I might have one other one that I possibly might be a long time ago buy. It's an old Carl Yastrzemski that I have somewhere from the 70s. And so, but this one's a rookie, and so a Hall of Fame rookie, no less. I'd love to get it slabbed for that reason alone, but, probably not worth my while. So I'm just going to have to continue enjoying it for what it is, probably. And, maybe having it in this old screw down holder is worth more sentimentally than what having it in a slab could be. So there's my Pillette rookie, a bit of an enigma in its own right. And then the last 2 cards I'm going to share in this video are modern cards, actually. Both orange backgrounds, so they're numbered. Pretty low serial numbered. And I got both of these in breaks in the last year. The first one I'm going to share is this 2022 Topps Finest Royce Lewis. I have this in a, well, there's a screw here, but it's not a screw down holder. It's a, oh gosh, what's that company? Ultra Pro. It's in an Ultra Pro, like, it's essentially a one touch with a screw in it. I think Royce Lewis has got the potential to be a superstar. I mean, he already finally started showing it this year. He's got kind of that it thing beyond his obvious, hitting ability. He's got kind of the intangibles down, I think, as well, that not many You don't see that too often. In some ways, he kind of reminds me of Derek Jeter, in terms of that. Now, are they gonna, like, he sort of has the winning intangible in him, which makes me think he's collectible. That's just my personal opinion. And so I love having this. I got it in a break. I had the Twins in a break one night for cheap, and hit this and an autograph of Royce Lewis in the same night, which was pretty sick. I have a gold auto with a 50 of his from the same set. Here's the thing with this. You can probably see it right now. There's a little divot right here in this card. And so that destroys any chance of a 10 if I were to send it in to, say, tag or PSA. I'm actually intrigued to sub to tag someday. I probably will do that sometime next year and give them a shot, because I'm kind of intrigued with the whole computerized grading, AI grading, for modern cards. But I've never subbed modern before, so I have really no idea what I start with if I were to sub this with that divot there. Does it start at a 9? Does it start at an 8? It's like it's probably not worth it. It definitely is not worth it, even if it is Royce Lewis, a player who I think could be really good for a long time. Of course, if he stays healthy. That's been his main bugaboo, but the talent is there, I think, in spades. He showed it, especially down the stretch and in the playoffs when the Twins got there. He had like 4 home runs. You see on the stage, big stage, he steps up. So look out for this guy, I think, in years to come. Meanwhile, I have this card to hold on to that I enjoy having, and I'm definitely not going to look to sell it. But at the same time, for really good cards, I like the idea of potentially getting them slabbed. But anyway, it is what it is. A nice Royce Lewis numbered to 25. So there's that. Got one more card I'm going to show. I mentioned Derek Jeter, and here he is. I got this in a break as well last year from 2022 Topps Archives. I had the Yankees. I'm a Yankee fan, and so occasionally I'll go in on a break to see if I can, get lucky on it, with, because a lot of these old sets like Archives or Tribute or, stuff like that, like where, especially Tribute, where it's expensive to buy a box, but if you're willing to shell out a little bit, substantially less than a box, but still get a chance at your favorite team, like the Yankees that have hits galore and products like that, sometimes, if I'm in the mood to swing that, I'll do it. And in particular break, I got this Derek Jeter numbered to 15. It's numbered 15 out of 15. But it's not perfect. It's got a little bit of edge wear right there, so of course it's not going to make a 10. A little bit of, it's like an edge nick there. The corners themselves are fine. Sure, I'd love to get this graded, but if it were 10 possibility, it would up the potential value that much more probably, and then it's hard for me to think about selling a Derek Jeter card though either way. But so I probably just enjoy having this, in a top loader with a nice low number to it. I do, I don't really collect Derek Jeter stuff. I don't have his main SP rookie. I'm not into looking because I just don't collect from that era. But if I pick up a Jeter card along the way, I hold on to them. So, so here's a card that's also a bit of a trick or treat kind of card. I guess it's more of a treat, but to send it in for a grade would probably be pointless. So anyway, I thought I'd share 5 cards in this video with that little theme. And as per usual, my video went a little longer than planned. I was hoping to make this less than 10 minutes, but if you've got this far, I appreciate you watching. I'm just going to sort of put them all here. To me, this is the biggest enigma of them all. It's just holding it again, just that is like what? It's a very what if kind of card, I think, if it wasn't for those little crimps. So hope you had a little bit of candy left over from the trick-or-treaters to nosh on in the days ahead. And with that, take care. I'll see you on the next video.